Oh yeah, this is happening. How we doing, people? We got Green Hoodie Dude, One Crazy Monkey, Lord Sai, and Aqua, plus Luigi Blood and Peruka and Stuffy Cash and In Country. This is awesome. What's going on, people? You're here in the zone. Gonna get going in a little bit as soon as that timer runs out. So yeah, thanks for popping in, guys. I'm glad you got here early. You can get a seat right in the front row, since we don't have reserved seating like you do at your local movie theater. What's up, CAB? What's poppin'? And Anarker is, of course, Otto, yeah. Hello, Otto, yeah. Yeah, so I'm just setting up some stuff, so enjoy the gameplay and these lovely title cards, and get ready for a good time. I'm glad you're doing well, Chicken Boy Show. Erotica X says hello, music guy, and the music guy says hello back. Rowboat's easy to figure out who's Rowboat. Rowboat 06, gaming, and more. What's the more? Recipe breakdowns? Green Hoodie Duty is the Green Hoodie Dude, and he likes hoodies, especially green ones, yeah. So yeah, this would be your opportunity to go grab some popcorn or chocolate-covered peanuts for tonight's announcement souffle and speedrun of Knuckles Chaotix. You can see that I'm going for an ambitious, quote-unquote, 117. How's it going, Just John? So glad you're here. Super Rayman can't even believe this is a YouTube stream instead of Twitch. It's that big of an occasion. Announcing some announcements. Baby Yoshi's crossing fingers for a Superstars video. Lord Sai wants to know, what's my opinion on Flying Battery 2's high-pitched instrument at the beginning? Which one would that be? I'm trying to think of how Flying Battery 2 starts. It goes... It doesn't sound that high-pitched to me. One Crazy Monkey is glad to finally catch a stream. You've been liking the music theory videos, especially the Wacky Workbench video. I'm glad you liked it, One Crazy Monkey. That was a very fun one to put together. Those Sonic CD videos, let me tell you, amazing imagery because it's an amazing game. Alyssa the Bird loves this game's music, this game being Knuckles Chaotix. And that was half the motivation for streaming it today. It has an amazing soundtrack. So yeah, go grab your popcorn. I'm going to get ready on my end to come on camera right when the timer runs out. And Green Hoodie Duty, you know, just catching this first stream ever. Came back from the gym at the right time. Yeah, look at Charmy. He can fly. When I was young, I thought I would always say, yeah, Knuckles can climb and he can fly. Like I didn't really quite perceive it as gliding as opposed to flying. And I will be now stepping into the other room to reflect on these sad events. Not much longer, folks. We got Cutman in the house. We got Laughter Master, who can't make it to work on time sometimes, but you can make it on time to an Alex Yard Knuckles stream. And that's what I like to call priorities. Hello, JLR. Thanks for the kind words on the music theory videos. Sonic CD and Sonic 3. Those are both good games. And that's why I did a whole bunch of music theory videos about them. Yeah, Super Rayman's looking to see how I do this time on today's speedrun. And yeah, Capsium the Ghost Pepper, great username, saying that you think my voice is relaxing and cool and you like playing my videos like podcasts. Well, I'm very glad to hear that. And I do live streams 3 times a week over on Twitch. So if you're in the market for more of that Alex Yard background narration while playing good Sonic games with good soundtracks, the Alex Yard Zone is the place to be, people. Yes, and I gotta remember Super Rayman's pro tip. I've gotta use the ring debt functionality to get rid of unnecessary rings that force me into the special stage at the end of Isolated Island, baby. Wow, it's almost time to come on camera. I'm so excited. Gamerman Green says, hello, you don't know what game you want to see a music theory video on, but you're just as hyped either way. Well, you're in the right place, because I do have a Sonic music theory video topic to announce to you all. So yes, I if you couldn't tell by the promotional posters, yes, if you can believe it, the video that I'm going to announce today is on a topic about a Sonic game. Jalen Butler says camera, and that's what I'm thinking. Here I come. I just got to get rid of the nothing. I got to bring me in. Here I come. What's going on, YouTube? How we doing? Mashu wonders if we're getting a face reveal. Ask and you shall receive. Although my face is in the Carnival Night music theory video when I was riding the roller coaster. I was also in the Banjo-Kazooie music theory video riding the Eggomatic, so one looks hard enough, one finds numerous previous face reveals. Yeah, so thanks so much for gathering. I want to jump right into the announcements, okay? So, before I'm going to do a tiny bit of build-up just to give you kind of an overall channel update to contextualize this new music theory video. Now, starting earlier this year, I began working part-time at a day job of sorts, and that is the reason why the pace of uploads has slowed. Currently, I'm on a release cycle closer to about 2 months per video. Now, that is the length that it kind of takes to make them of the sort of length of videos that I've been doing, 15 minutes, 17 minutes. But for these deluxe videos that are approximately 17 minutes, yeah, it's about a 2-month cycle. Now, the good news, if you want to see this as good news, is that for the time being, the topics of music theory videos are looking like they're going to be Sonic-centered, for now, at least. Okay? So, the Sonic video is what I'm going to announce today, and I can tell you that there's a 98% chance of the next video that's going to come at the end of the year being Sonic. But okay. Just looking, making sure I touch upon everything I did. I think I'm ready to tell you guys, okay? So, I'm ready to tell you about this new music theory video. Now, unlike the typical Sonic CD or Sonic 3 video, okay, this new video that I'm about to announce is not about a single song. It is instead about an entire soundtrack collectively as a whole. Now, I have not done that much, if at all, with Sonic games. I have, however, done that with, for example, Spyro the Dragon. The Spyro the Dragon video is one that's just about the whole soundtrack overall. So if you're curious just to get a taste of what that video format feels like, I mean, format-wise, it's not terribly different, okay? So this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this video that I'm about to announce is the first time that I have done a Music Theory episode about a Sonic game soundtrack, you know, just the entire soundtrack together, okay? And I can tell you right off the bat, remember the year 2000? This game did not come out after the year 2000. It was before the year 2000. This would put it in the 1990s because Sonic started in the 1990s. Okay. So yeah, what else can I tell you to narrow down the big reveal? Well, this game that I'm doing a video on the entire soundtrack for, it was released on, let's say, a very, unfortunately, expensive hardware. So if you were going to try to buy this upon release, you would have to have some serious cash. Alright? That about narrow it down, people? I'm ready to tell you the hyper big reveal. The next Music Theory video to be released on or around Halloween 2023 is a wonderful game that I and you know as Knuckles Chaotix. Welcome to Knuckles Chaotix October, everybody. It's the topic of the new Music Theory video. I'm through the roof with excitement. Wait till you see this video. Gamerman Green says, imagine if it's a Knuckles Chaotix video, and that's why the stream is going to be Knuckles Chaotix Speedrun after the announcement, LOL. Imagine that, here we are. It was hiding in plain sight, right in front of you. Alright, you know, I like to play little games with my announcements. Sometimes things are a misdirect. Other times, it's, you know, hiding in plain sight. You never know what it's going to be. I never do any cruel, you know, lies or misdirects. You know, when I was teasing the Sonic Frontiers video, a lot of people were hoping that it was Sonic Unleashed. And I will say that that is definitely a possibility I'm considering for the future. But I did a poll, and, like, everybody was voting they hoped it was Unleashed. So I'm like, maybe just as a courtesy, so we don't have the entire Sonic Tinseltown, you know, crossing their fingers, pacing back and forth in their bedrooms, hoping for an Unleashed video. It wasn't Unleashed. It was Sonic Frontiers. Infinite Zero says this is going to be epic. Gamerman Green called it. Nezu-chan likes Green Night. Midnight Greenhouse, sugar. Now, one crazy monkey wonders which song from Knuckles Chaotix is my favorite, if you don't mind me asking. About that, I am not going to say a ton about the music today, although over the course of this speedrun that I'm about to do, sometimes I just can't help myself. I have to express my appreciation for the music. I will also, though, tell you that patrons already knew about this Chaotix video topic reveal last week or the week before, whenever it was. Now, I am telling the more broad YouTube audience about the topic of the video a little bit more earlier and in advance than normal. However, in the very near future, definitely this week, I will be revealing some info to patrons about which songs are going to get more of a spotlight. Now, I've already mentioned that this is about the soundtrack overall, so of course I cannot touch upon, you know, every track in the soundtrack. So you got to come into the video not really gunning and hoping and have all your hopes all in on me doing this song or that song. It might not be in the video. This video is going to be about the same length as a Sonic CD Music Theory video is what it's looking like. So yes, this week I will be telling patrons not one, but 2 zones that will get a fair amount of attention in this here video. So I'm super excited to reveal that to patrons. Patrons one day are going to log into Discord, and they're going to see one of those images with spoiler tags. It's all grayed out. You have to click on it to reveal the picture. So you click on the picture, the blurring goes away, and you see a screenshot of the zone, and then you point and go, that zone? So that's what patrons are going to get that info pretty soon, okay? Yes, Nove says YouTube and Twitch audience crossover, hell yeah. Wow, Infinite Zero X actually did get to play Chaotix back in the day, such an underrated game. And you're looking forward to see what tracks that we plan on going over, that I plan on going over. I use the word we, but I'm just one dude. Sometimes I like to pretend that I have a big, massive staff doing assistant work for me, but it's all Alex doing every inch of these videos, people. So, we are going to get started with the speedrun now. Mako Music has the hashtag of a generation. The Chaotix video is real. Dear Mink X has a pitch for an April Fool's video on the Sonic Jam Gamescom. But I was actually thinking of doing the soundtrack for Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis on the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Alright, I'm going to put this info on screen, okay? We got a lot of text on screen because this is a special day. At the lower left, you can see announcement music there, Knuckles Chaotix. Now, I put coming this Halloween is what those two pumpkins are meaning, but I put a tilde there. I am really gunning to have it come out on the 31st. I'm gonna do everything I can to make it happen. It might not come out at the end of the month, but it's gonna be, at worst, not long after Halloween, okay? And yeah, just up at the corners on the left, just a little notice that if you give a super chat right now during the stream at any point, I will be guaranteed to read it and respond to it, okay? Furthermore, at the upper right, you can see that you can actually help support the channel monetarily for free if you have Amazon Prime. You see, Amazon Prime, you may not know this, includes a gift card once a month that you can use on Twitch to subscribe. So, if you use your monthly voucher to subscribe to me on Twitch, then I will get money for that, and that will cost you nothing, okay? All you have to do is kind of connect your account. And I was even thinking, like, if there's someone that does it, like, 3 times in a row, then maybe I can give them, you know, a viewer rewards thing where they pick a song, and I just do a quick, informal commentary on it that's personalized and sent directly to that person. So yeah, I'm gonna look into viewer rewards for that, but if you want to get started, yes, it is a huge help, and I mentioned that I'm working a day job part-time these days, so every dollar that comes in from the Amazon Prime subs and anything else, I'm extremely grateful, and it's a very concrete and tangible help that frees me up more time and resources to make these videos without a massive gap in between. What's going on, Bravia? Welcome to the Alex Yard Zone. One Crazy Monkey has always loved Chaotix, not just for the music, but also the visuals and overall beautiful aesthetic. Yes, and we will dive into a lot of that pretty much right now. So let's do it. Now, you can see on the left side of the screen that I am aiming today to get a time of 1:17. And, yeah, everything you need to see on the timer is visible. I know it looks cut off compared to a regular stream, but I am on top of it. So yeah, I'm gonna hit start as soon as I take control of Knuckles at the isolated island. I'm going for 1 hour and 17 minutes from the very beginning to the very last hit on Metal Sonic High. So yeah, I'm gonna get going, and then I can look at chat and answer some of y'all's questions. Like Mark Clausen wondering, what is my favorite Sonic game? I suppose I have to say Sonic 3, since that's been my favorite since I was a young lad. But I have discovered the wonders of Sonic CD in the past couple of years, and if I'm putting my objective hat on, people, I must concede that Sonic CD is in some leagues above any other Sonic game. Certainly on the 2D side of things. So yeah, I'm almost ready, my people. Alright, let's start up this great title screen. We've got the interdimensional Sega logo. Otto says, don't forget to hit the timer. And I appreciate the reminder. JLR wonders about my musical background. How did it come to making videos and analyzing video game music? Well, the college class that I took on Music Theory 101 was a revelation, a foundation of my musical understanding. So I did that when I was, back in college, and for a good while, I always knew that I wanted to make some form of music theory content analysis on YouTube, and I was finally able to do it in the year of our us, 2020. Hello, Miles Powell. I was thinking of Miles Prower. Can you blame me? What with superstars? Mark Clausen says, get this, guys, get this to 50 likes. I like where your head is at. We're at 39 right now. Likes are very helpful. Thank you, Mark. Okay, let's get going. And once I get into a groove, I'll be able to look at chat like a pro. All right, there goes the timer. I lost a couple of microseconds, but that's okay. In the end. Lord Sai says that if you can memorize Sky Sanctuary's music in the right pitch, you can always know the correct pitch of C. Yes, and I have heard of people discuss that method. It's a method by which it's not that you develop perfect pitch, but it's almost like you really try hard. You can train yourself to remember a specific song, such as Sky Sanctuary. And if you know for a fact that Sky Sanctuary is in C, then, hey, I clicked off the window. Oops. Losing time. Here, I'll stop the clock for a little bit, but I gotta resume it. And then Super Rayman's wondering about the VGM requests. Yeah, that'll all be done on the Twitch side. So... Whoops. After Knuckles Chaotix. Alright, let me restart the clock now. Got big SPO. I wanted to run a few steps forward to compensate for the lost seconds. Alright. Here we go. Get OBS minimized so that that's not causing any problems. Life of a streamer. You ever streamed? It's fun. I'll do it again. Alright, timer is on. Big SBO. Ready to go. You thought New Super Mario Bros. Was a revelation? With a massive Mario plowing through the entire first level? Knuckles Chaotix already did that. Look how fast these guys are going. And they say this game is clumsy and slow. Otto says, remember not to collect the rings. Right. Now, Mark Clausen wants to know why SBO is that big. Yeah, he's back to normal proportions. It's because there's a monitor that makes the character massive. And when you are massive, your jump is crazy high. And you can do some amazing fling tosses, which you're going to see me do throughout this game today. Fling toss. It's at the heart of Chaotix. You see how I was falling down? But then I caught my fella, threw him up, and then I didn't have to fall down, it turned out. Bravia wonders, are we wagering today? Yeah, so if y'all look at the stats on the side of the screen, you can see I'm going for a time, like I said, of 1:17 to beat the game. But, come on, grab my fella, do-si-do. Over on Twitch, where I live stream 3 days a week, we do wagers where people in the audience can make a prediction about whether I will win. Will I get my target time? Will I just barely miss it? Or is it a disaster where I missed by a whole lot of time? Okay? Now, that's something that we do over on Twitch all the time. And if you win enough channel points through that betting, then you can purchase viewer rewards in the channel mart. And the big coveted thing that people go for with their channel points is you get a song request. At the end of the stream, we will play a song of your choice for 10 minutes. And if I'm really moved and inspired by it, I will give some of my music theory or just general music impressions and reactions. So that's a good way to get a game that you like a little more attention. I've discovered a ton of great music. Now, I forgot. So the reason I'm doing this right now is because going in that special stage wastes time. But I can actually get rid of the rings. Watch, as soon as I dip under 50 rings, watch what happens to the ring. Boom! Did you see how it broke into a zillion pieces? Because you can't do that without the 32X add-on. Now, Miles Power, until now, was actually unaware that that music you were hearing was from Knuckles Chaotix. Because, of course, Miles Powell came across that song in good old Sonic Generations. SBO on the first try. Like I said. Auto says, oh right, you can abuse your power in this game. Abuse your power? Do tell. Yeah, so to answer Bravi's question from way back about whether we are wagering today for this chaotic speedrun, and actually, yes, we are, but I actually did a 15-minute stream over on Twitch where people could place a bet. So it sounds like Bravia did not see the notification. And that's okay. But yeah, I really like this game. Look at how I'm moving so fast. This is a level that you can beat in under 30 seconds. So if I keep my wits about me, I should be able to do it, man. Look at this. See how I'm holding my fella? And he's pirouetting like a ballerina? Because of that mistake, I'm probably not going to make it under 30 seconds. But I think I'm near the end, man. Alright, didn't get 30 seconds, but I'm still the man. Not even close, dude. What was I thinking? Shout out to AVGN. Mikkel Birmingham is a real fan of music theory, and you have a recorder. Nice, as in that plastic wind instrument that's like a meme on South Park that they teach the elementary school kids their first instrument, and it's all on recorders. Now, Gamerman Green is curious, is Knuckles and SBO just the best team for speedruns in this game? Super Rayman says Alex in caps. What's going on, Rayman? But yeah, Gamerman Green. I would say, I don't know which... Let me put it this way. The reason why I choose Knuckles and SBO typically, for every run, at least for now, is just so that I can, get used to the base control scheme. The other characters control differently, and they have different moves. Now, I suppose that if your goal was just to beat the game as fast as possible by any means at your disposal, you would probably want to use Charmy as primary, because Charmy can at any time fly in any direction, and it's totally controllable, So it's borderline broken and overpowered. So, I wouldn't play Charmy as primary because it would be boring, and I wouldn't even really be testing my skill. I would just kind of be holding the button and moving in a convenient direction. JJ gets ads. Snowball wonders if I'll be checking out Sonic Superstars. You bet. You bet I'm gonna get Superstars. It's so crazy it doesn't even seem real. It's very surreal. Hey, $60 game. I take that to mean a $60 effort, and I gotta give a tip of the hat to Sega, because back in the 90s on the Sega Genesis, you guys remember, Sega Genesis games, you know what they cost? $60. $60. You know what Superstars costs? The same. So given the crazy inflation that's happened in the last 30 years, basically Sega has given us a big old discount. Is one reading of the situation. Auto believes that Mighty is the fastest character in the game, if we're not talking about Charmy B. Yeah, and you could be right about that. At the very least, I believe he has the fastest ground speed while running. But, yeah, so Mighty first premiered in, what is it, Sega Sonic the Hedgehog, that trackball isometric arcade game. But when he was put in this game, I love when you go up a little lip like that and it sends you mad high up into the air. But when they made Mighty the Armadillo in this game, they based him on Sonic sprites. So you look at him, he does look very visually similar to Sonic. One Crazy Monkey wonders, what is my favorite Genesis instrument? I don't know about a favorite of all time, but if I had to pick one in my top 5, I really like the bass that you can hear in, like, Angel Island. Both acts, but, especially Act 2. Do, like that. I love that. Instrument voice. Alright, Amazing Arena. Bravia just realized that the sidebar emotes show up on stream. Gamerman Green is setting a firm limit of $60 as the most you would buy a game for. And it sounds like you're in good luck unless you own a Sony PlayStation 5 or you have any interest in Frontiers of the Kingdom, the new Zelda game. It has a whole lot of content. They had to spend an extra year polishing the game, not even making new content. And they raised the price by $10 to pay for that final year. Just kidding about that last part, but it might as well be true. I know my way around Amazing Arena, man. Don't jinx it, Alex. Chrono86 would gladly pay $60 for a Sonic Mania 2. It is pretty crazy that Sonic Mania, correct me if I'm wrong, cost all but $20 upon release. And now Superstars is $60. Superstars, though, is made primarily creative director, showrunner, Naoto Oshima, Sonic's original designer. He's the man. He came up with Sonic's design. He's the mastermind behind Sonic CD and other things. Now, in this level, you can't leave. And here's the mini-boss. I love these mini-bosses. Now, these mini-bosses take a different number of hits depending on the time of day. Wow, he took 4 hits. So I think this is maybe at night. I think the later at night it is, the more hits the boss takes to take down. And yeah, I think this is night. You see that? SBO hitting these badniks while he's just flailing around. SBO moving around all erratically can serve to your advantage. Gamerman Green's got some background of the Crackers to Chaotix journey. Chrono86 thinks that the Genesis FM synth has aged so much better than the SNES. Yeah, I can only talk for myself subjectively. I like the Genesis way more. I read plenty of sentiment online. People say that SNES sound capabilities are objectively superior. And you can maybe make a case for that, but that Genesis bass, what the hell are you even trying to do? Trying to convince me that the SNES could have anything better than the bass, for example, in Angel Island Act 2, among others. Have you ever heard the bass in Doomsday Zone. Interesting. Otto, pointing out that mini-boss that I faced before was actually skippable if I just throw my fella high enough. And that's interesting. I was generally aware that there are ways that you can kind of bypass those mini-bosses. But I thought I was only really thinking of it in terms of, like, finding the right route. However, yeah, one of these days I'm going to have to experiment throwing myself over the boss. Sonic Shenanigans wonders, what's my favorite Sonic and Knuckles song? Please be the right UFO. No, this was wrong. So, as soon as I arrive, I'm just going to ride back, because I have to climb up. Oh well. Favorite Sonic and Knuckles song? I can't pick a number one, but if you ask me what is among my top 5, I will say things like getting this giant monitor shield. No, Sky Sanctuary is totally amazing. It's better than Star Wars music. Alright, now I can do a fun thing up the wall. Watch this. And up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sky Sanctuary is incredible. Lava Reef Act 2 is pretty amazing. Really interesting how much Act 2 changes. You know, it gets rid of the drum beat and just becomes this ethereal, celestial dance of the planets. Wonder if I could skip this mini-boss. I want to fight it. It's jovial. So this maybe will only take one hit. If this is now the morning. Theory confirmed. Now, I don't need those rings. So why am I even breaking them? Now, Knuckles' glide is very powerful in this game. You know, you launch your partner up into the air with a ton of momentum, and you can stop yourself at any time by gliding. Not only that, but you can choose where to go next. Mikael Birmingham doesn't know how to join my Discord server. Well, the way you do that is by becoming a patron, which, yes, costs money. But the lowest tier of patron membership, which actually gets you a lot of stuff, in my accurate opinion, is just $1. And that's a Biden dollar, not a Reagan dollar. So that's like almost for free. That $1 a month gets you access to the Discord server. Gets you access to the soundtrack of the week, where every week we pick a soundtrack, oftentimes nominated by a patron in the Discord server. So that's a great way. I've discovered so much great music through that. Last week, the soundtrack of the week, which was nominated by Mako, was, of course, the Pokemon trading card game on the Game Boy. And that was just some 8-bit chiptune, happy melodies and chord progressions. Glory, I gotta say. I never played that trading cardification Game Boy game. But I instantly felt nostalgic for it, listening to those tunes. And I played a hell of a lot of Pokemon Red and Blue in my day. I love the way SBO runs at full speed, man. He, like, leans forward. A few of the different characters do that. SBO? No, not SBO. Well, SBO, yes, but also Vector. Like, when he runs, he's, like, leaning forward. It's pretty badass. I like this game a lot. You see that special stage ring underneath? So grab your partner, toss him up, advance through the game, win the wager. You're quite welcome, Miko. Gamerman is getting Persona 5 Royal vibes from some of this music, man. Ooh, I love those rolling hills. Chrono is definitely vibing with both acts of Lava Reef. Yes, and I vibed so much with Act 1 of Lava Reef that Lava Reef was like the first thing that I was really excited to talk about, and that's why I did that as the first music theory video on the channel. I really liked that 4#4/5 thing right at the beginning. I like that moment of jubilation, so to speak. Otto, yeah, just found out just now that there was a video game about the Pokemon card game. Yeah, it's like, wait, I'm buying a video game on a cartridge, but the game is just a digital representation of that card game I play at the trading cards store? Mark Clausen says, get this to 100 likes, and I support that mission. So much so that I'm going to jump through this floor and save a lot of time. Yeah, you can see on the ground there are arrows, and if the arrows point up, that means you can jump up through them. So don't walk all the way around. You gotta go left. Da-da-do. I like where Mark Clausen's head is at. Let's get those likes through the roof. Subscribe on Twitch with Amazon for free if you have it. If you have Amazon Prime. Or do a super chat. Mikael Birmingham says, apparently you're both a Sonic fan and a Mario. Wow, I don't think I've met someone that digs both of those. You are what we call a versatile gamer, and we salute you. I should try a Mario game at some point, but not Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I have enough elephant games in my catalog as is. In fact, I get my full elephant fix from the Sonic Advance games that have the adorable, flickies. When you hit a badnik, a flicky comes out and runs away, typically. But in the Sonic Advance games, when you hit an enemy, the animal little guy comes out, but he just sits still. He doesn't even move. He just kind of hangs out in place. And there's a hilarious lion, and there's a hilarious elephant. Like, why would there be a miniature elephant anywhere ever? Don't go in that trick room. Because, of course, in Amazing Arena, it's kind of like Sonic CD. See this button? You have to hit, and it restored all the color. You have to hit that button before you exit, because if you don't, then you don't get credit for the level, and it's just like you never went to it. You got to play it again. Javid, how you doing, Javid? Grew up loving Sonic, but not hating Mario. Does that count? Yeah, that was pretty much me too. I mean, the first Mario game I ever owned was Super Mario 64. So I was really only on the outside looking in of the Mario series. In the Sega Genesis era, because we had a Sega Genesis, but not a Super Nintendo. Isn't these colors so great? I'm so glad you fully agree. Mark Clausen wonders, is there any water in this game? To my knowledge, there is not a drop of H2O that you can go in. It's because Sonic 3 had so much water. Uh-oh. No, don't do this to me. We could have a problem, everybody. Figures that this might happen during a live stream. You serious, man? That will be very disappointing. But, I started the stream accepting the possibility of a technical issue. So, I don't know, it might unfreeze. Let's just hang out for a bit. Because this is freezing up and I'm getting nervous and embarrassed, I'm getting hot, so I want to take off this shirt. I have a Yoshi shirt on. I don't know if anything is going to get keyed out. What if I save stated this and then reloaded this? So I don't think this is going to do anything. Yeah, Not Justin says, why do you never live stream on YouTube? Yeah, I definitely need to do it more, at the very least for new video announcements. Yeah, what you're hearing now is one of the Hub World themes, but the drums are missing. Lord Psy loving that epic glissando and Sonic and Knuckles, hell yeah. Alright. I think I gotta bite this bullet, and, you know, I did do a save state a little earlier. It would set us back a little bit. The wager, I think, is just screwed up now, unfortunately. But there's nothing I can do about that except apologize for the unfortunate technical hiccup. So, here goes nothing. What if I load state? No, it locked, baby. It locked. You know, and the original game was known for malfunctions. I'm playing this currently on Kega Fusion, not original hardware, because I think the original hardware had more problems than okay. So I need to make a judgment call right now, because I cannot continue this run. Unfortunately, I think the best thing that I can do is I'm going to resume just a random file. It doesn't feel good. I'm not going to call much attention to it. So we are going to vibe with the game just for the game's sake, and not, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it, so I will not dwell on it, but I will persevere and continue. Alright, let's load this bad Larry. And yes, Otto, yeah, is inquiring about getting your channel points back, and yes, I do have the ability to just refund all the points, thankfully. But I'm sure I would have won that wager. Hello. Alright. Let me find a good level to hop into. Maybe when I have like 3 things done, or I'm on like the 3rd level or so. About Arena 4. Let me find one with Arena 4. Because I've already done 3 arena levels, right? Alright, I see an Arena 4. Let's see what we got here. Auto Yes says that's why we need this to be ported over the retro engine. That's what I'm saying. Excite Mike Gaming wonders what level are we doing for the music theory. Well, if you look at the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you will get a significant hint, let me tell you. Gosh. Do, 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 do. Now, that music appeared originally in that Sonic Crackers demo. Alright, what does this look like? Mark Clausen wonders, do I want to make my own Sonic levels? I sure do. I've thought about that before. I know they've talked about making a thing called Sonic Studio. That's kind of like Mario Maker for Sonic. And that would be freaking sweet. Oh, I have ideas. I just got to come up with them first. All right. I need to be decisive. I think this is... No, that speed slider is gone. I at least want to be able to fight each of the bosses. That one I already beat speed slider. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, this looks good, actually. Sorry, everybody. So let me get the timer off the screen. We are now just vibing with the game. We're vibing with the game on its inherent merits. So I'll just get rid of the timer and the wager. Oh well. I'm here for the love of the game. I'm here to talk to you guys and to hype up the new video. Let me tell you, this is a hell of a video. I know a lot of you maybe have never played this game. Maybe you vibe with the music at some point. I will say that, without giving too much away, this video definitely puts Knuckles Chaotix in context with the other games in the series. Most definitely. You are going to see some exciting kind of connections. That's all I'm saying. Aren't you as excited? It's so annoying when I'm making the video and I'm so happy with how it's turning out. And I'm like, I just wish everybody could watch it right now. But I gotta finish it first. It's gonna be really good though. It'll be a great thing to eat your Halloween candy with. That is, if the video comes out on Halloween. But I think there's a very good chance of that. And me talking about it out loud here on live audience. I think all the energy and momentum is in the right place. It's just a matter of executing it, baby. Executing. But yeah, I'm glad that Lord Sai has been able to emulate this game on EverDrive. Not familiar with that, but it's like Larry David says. Whatever works. It's also like what Larry David says. Invest in FTX. Oops. That didn't turn out good. Maybe Larry David has to give his $10 million back to the people who lost their life savings. But yeah, I agree with One Crazy Monkey. Sega really needs to port this somewhere. Patch it up, remaster it. Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely a desire because they wanted this to be included in the GameCube collection, Sonic Gems collection that had Sonic CD. They just had problems emulating it, and I'm not surprised because I have problems emulating this at times. Mark Clausen says that while I'm waiting for Sonic Studio, there is in fact a Roblox game called Classic Sonic Simulator. Yes, and I've talked about that with, I think, Mako, Umabruj Mako. As it being, the report was that it used to be good, but then they've made updates and changes, and now it's kind of yucky, but never tried it myself. They almost got me to dip my feet into the Roblox cinematic universe when they premiered Sonic Prime's first episode within Roblox. Like, I assume you log into Roblox, and then there's a hub world, and you go to different villages where there's different rooms that you can walk into, that their own... Each building is like a self-contained activity. If not a building... Uh-oh. Can I get out of this? I forgot that I was in Act 3 again. It's not my fault-ish. Now is the door gonna be locked? It locks. That's okay, though. Mikael Birmingham plays Roblox. Glad to hear it. I mean, I think there's multiple Sonic-related things you can do within, Roblox. Lord Sai says that this here game, Knuckles Chaotix, is of course the first composing duo project of the same composing duo that did Sonic 06, Colors, and even Billy Hatcher. Billy Hatcher is a game that I've been aware of but have never played myself. And I know that I will be at least looking at it within the next couple weeks during the next retrospective. Because one of the features at my live streams is a retrospective where I pull together footage of different games. You know, like recently we did a retrospective on the developer Treasure. So it was games like Gunstar Heroes, Alien Soldier, Wario Land on the GameCube. And so, yeah, The next retrospective was selected by JJ43 himself, Just John 43, and it's going to be, can you believe it? Sonic Team. Okay? Sonic Team retrospective. No, it's not going to be all Sonic games. It's going to be an emphasis on non-Sonic games. But yes, Billy Hatcher will be included in that, I'm sure. Alright, interesting. Lord Sai says that this EverDrive technology is a cartridge for Genesis that has an SD card slot. No kidding, they thought of everything. They thought of everything. It runs ROMs, and you can even have Sonic CD and Third 2X games. Not bad. Yes, Auto, yeah. Spotted that I did not hit the rainbow button of life. Yes, I was aware of that, and I was displeased. But in my defense, the reason that happened... Is this a way to go? No. The reason that happened is because the game glitched out, and in the resumption save file that I picked, I had not yet beaten Amazing Arena 3, so I had to do it again. And yeah, so the thing about this game is that the levels... Every zone has 5 acts, but within those 5 acts, there are recurring similar structures and patterns of, like, platforms and ramps and stuff. Now, upon first glance, that might seem to be a negative aspect of the game. Like, what the hell? I already ran through this type of ramp in Act 1. Why are they just recycling, copying and pasting the same level architecture for Act 2 or 3? Okay? But then I realized that the benefit, and perhaps the reason why it was done like that, is that it makes it so that you can no longer rely on your memory to be like, okay, I know exactly this ramp, because this is very a recognizable landmark. So I know that as soon as I get up this ramp, there's going to be a badnik, I'll jump. I know that there's rings up on the left. But because... Where am I supposed to go? What was I talking about in this life? Sorry. One Crazy Monkey says, thoughts on the Weknia glitch? I'm not familiar with this, although it's vaguely familiar. Maybe Cybershell mentioned it offhandedly at one point. But yeah, Mikhail Birmingham earlier had sung the high praises of Balloon Park as having one of the best bass lines ever. Oh, cool. Lord Sai says that there is indeed a considerable Knuckles Chaotix reference in Billy Hatcher. One of the boss songs. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yes, MHC Jr. and anyone else is more than welcome to reach out to me by email. And you could do so by sending an email to alexyardaknuckles@gmail.com. I don't know what act this is, so I have to take the elevator. Act 2, you can skip the elevator. This might be Act 2, but because I started a new file, whatever, man. Wow, did you like how we stopped, generated tension, and then flung while on the sideways, like, ramp wall thing? I love this background. I think this is Techno Tower Morning. Da-da-do. This game has got some pretty amazing blue skies. I really like Daytime Techno Tower. The Daytime Marina Madness sky is amazing. Come here, SB. Like the SB Awards on CNN, where they give awards for bravery in $1 million sports. Whoa, high up in the air, baby. Alright, Daniel says that Cybershell indeed did mention said Weknia the Weknia. Mikhail Birmingham again singing the praises of Balloon Park's bass. Yeah, it's like do 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 do. I think. Without being able to sing it by memory perfectly. Auto has never understood what that background is supposed to represent, and you're probably talking about the background that kind of fades in and expands when you're at the end of a level and you're leaving and kind of, teleporting away, so to speak. Is it beneficial to go in here? Let's find out together. Oh, not up there. No, that's a trap. Keep going down. Oh, I know my way around this game at times. Down here, man. Botanic base. Kick back. Drink a lemonade. Feed the flowers some water. And pay the $5 fee. Did you hear they're going to install a grub ton of cameras all over New York City? And set up a new flat fee where if you so much as drive anywhere in these parts of New York City, you just get paid, you pay a fee of like, the highest they're thinking about is $23. Imagine that. $23 every single day that you drive into New York City. It almost makes you stop and think whether you should be emitting so much carbon emissions. I'm sorry to hear about the lag, Mikael Birmingham. Oh, okay. Auto was in fact talking about Techno Tower's backgrounds. Yes, some of these backgrounds have really amazing, surreal, bizarre, like whites, or like a color that's very close to white. It's almost like a blinding presence, but not in a bad, harmful way. Ready to see some super speed? That was fast. That's a trap. Wow, I'm getting to know these traps. Some of these levels just have dead ends that you gradually, by familiarity, learn how to avoid. Lord Sai says the BH soundtrack was added to Spotify. BH. Do I know what BH stands for? Okay, yeah, so Auto was talking about the Techno Tower background. Auto says that the game becomes a slideshow once you lose your rings. And yeah, I have to wonder how the performance of here in Kega Fusion compares to an actual hardware running Knuckles Chaotix. I did recently watch a little bit, at least, of the AVGN, who could forget James and Mike Mondays, where they would sit there and play video games as a more boring version of the Game Grumps. And they have a Knuckles Chaotix video, and there's something wrong with their 32X. So, like, look at this background. I have to interrupt myself. I love this background. So good. This has got to be evening Techno Tower. I really love the night background of Techno Tower. So perhaps we'll see that before we're done. When this run of Knuckles Chaotix ends up, I'm going to hop right over to Twitch to continue the party with a playthrough of a game that you know as Sonic the Hedgehog 1991. However, I will be playing as Amy Rosie the Rascal, who's going to become an even bigger superstar this coming August. What's the matter with me? October 20th. Lord PSI has got the composer clarification. Yeah, and I'm of course not going to say too much about the composers and the soundtrack today, because I don't want to give everything away. But I'll geek out about every other aspect of this game because I love it. Let's go to more Botanic Base. Okay, but yeah, One Crazy Monkey would suggest looking up about stuff about the Weknia glitch in my free time. I will say that during a stream of this game, a few weeks ago. Uh-oh, falling down. Can I get back up there? Big old Espio. At the Esplanade, like from The Sopranos. No, it's because it's a ramp. Get back up there. Ooh, that was not bad. Look at big old Espio. I love using that summon move. Amy drops August 7. Listen. Imagine that. A new canon AAA Sonic game. We can play as all the characters with all their essential moves. I can't wait. Mark Clausen wonders why we keep doing this here at Botanic Base. Well, that is because the level selection mechanism in this game is somewhat randomized. It's not technically random. Did you hear that, dog? Oops. It's not technically random when you go to the roulette and pick your level. So if you really get in tune with the different speeds that the roulette selector moves, you can definitely time it to get the level you want. However, I am not well-versed in, the different, can you hear that, dog? I'm not well-versed with the different, oh, that dog is so distracting. Gosh. What am I not familiar with? All the different speeds that the roulette will move at. But this might be Botanic Base 5, so we could be looking at our first boss pretty soon. So yeah, it's advantageous to grab your buddy, even when running at top speeds. I hate when the ring disappears above the level architecture. Especially if it's my one lone combi ring, which, embedded within the combi ring, is my entire set of rings. Mikel Birmingham says, sorry if you're typing so much. Dude, it's like the first time ever hearing a live streamer say your name. Isn't it a crazy novelty? It's like here I was, deep within the tubes of the internet, talking about music theory, and suddenly I'm just a real person all along, talking to you. What a concept. So yeah, I stream Sonic games all the time over on Twitch. So I highly encourage anyone who's interested to pop on over to Twitch so you get notifications when I go live. Otto Yes says, invite my dog to the stream, but alas, I have no dog. It's my downstairs neighbor's dog. So I want to use this bumper, fly up to Eggy. Quick, get rings. Dang it. Yeah, never fully understood. Oh. Right, finish the job, Alex Yard. Yeah, Sega needs to re-release this game so that I can play it without having a damn emulator problem. Come here, SPO. Alright, final hit. Gil Beazle says, will I re-upload the Palm Tree Panic video? No, unfortunately, that video will be lost to time forever. Who said there was a Palm Tree Panic video? Gil Beazle. Have you been reading TMZ again? Ritaku remembers taking Cybershell's reefing on Chaotix personal when his video came out. He's great, but you love this game with a passion. And look, I didn't know much about actual hands-on experience with this game until the past year or so. So once I got my hands on the game and was given, a proper introduction to the controls. As a starting point, in Cyber's defense, at a minimum, a person is perfectly fair to say that the game does a very poor job of explaining how to get the most out of the controls. It really baffles me that they did do that tutorial at the beginning, but the tutorial doesn't teach you much. The tutorial teaches you, I guess, the basics of doing a slingshot, and then maybe it teaches you how to throw. But what it really should teach is the fling toss. Watch, I'm going to throw SBO, and then see how SBO carries me up. The momentum that is created by my throwing SBO becomes the momentum that pulls me in that direction. Now, that is not the way that it works in real life, to my knowledge. If you tie yourself to your sibling, and then you throw your sibling, the sibling is not going to carry you soaring into the air. It's not the way it works. But in this game, you grab your partner, do-si-do, you run like... You can't go this fast in Sonic 3. Prove it. Oh, I love this background. This looks like an amazing carnival to go to. Speed slider. Did you ever go on that slide ride at the carnival? It's just a massive slide that you slide down on one of those mats that looks like it's made of army supply materials. So yeah, at any time, you can pick up your fella, and I'll do more of that later. Mikhail might be taking off soon. Yeah, Gamer Dude or something says Chaotix's OST is unmatched. It's really amazing. And that's half the reason why I'm doing a music theory video about it. Gamer Dude or something is pondering the premise of throwing your sibling. Not all siblings get along. Have you ever watched the movie Step Brothers? With Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly the Hedgehog? Junius Doglovia says, sometimes you're tired of listening to yourself saying how good Sonic 3 is. Well, if you're getting tired of meditating on how good Sonic 3 is, all you really need to do is start playing Sonic CD a lot. Because once you fully comprehend the wonders of that game, you will have less need to think about Sonic 3 every minute. I know the feeling, though. Sonic 3 is awesome. Yeah, so now I'm getting speed sliders back to back. So watch. Throw, and then SBO carries me. Now, I think that the reason why most people never... SBO's gone. I'm alone. It's like Tails saying, I'm going to learn how to have to be self-sufficient without Sonic. He's not always going to be around. I can't depend on him. I can't lean on him for nepotism promotions. After Sonic Frontiers, I'm going to take out on my own, and I'll figure out what my deal is at that point. For Sonic Frontiers, I'm just going to stand in this digital prison. Negative rings is a danger. You can't overuse that ring debt move. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh, there's a trap right there at certain times of day with a make your partner tiny monitor. And I like the idea of monitors that instead of help you, they hurt you, so you have to avoid them. Sonic 3 dipped its toes in that premise with the Robotnik monitors, which were really kind of an underpowered mechanic. Lord Sai's got the background info on Nanba and Namba's family name, Mariko Namba. Rataku says that the Knuckles Chaotix tutorial is flawed. But the tutorial music? Flawless. And I'm not going to say much about the music other than to say that song's really good. Alright, Auto yeah makes a good point. Since I'm not speedrunning no mo, I could show you a special stage or two, and even a bonus stage. I like where your head's at, Auto yeah. I say automatically, yeah. Eblo wonders, where did Mighty go after this game? Well, Eblo, can I interest you in a sleeper hit indie title that goes by the name Sonic Mania Plus? Sonic Mania Plus has Ray and Mighty, so he's canon. I'm trying to remember if Mighty... You know, there's the boss in Sonic Mania where he transforms into Fang, Bark, and Beam. So here's a bonus stage. You're in a free fall. I think these are really cool. I think these are divisive among the fan base. So you can see I'm losing rings for every second that I'm down here. So it's almost like a precursor to the depths in Frontiers of the Kingdom, that new Zelda game. But now there's an up and down box that you can hit. What I'm trying to get... Oh, I missed it. I'm gonna run out of rings, man. So many exits. Avoid the exits. There's an item you can get here that allows you... I don't know. You can pick the level you want to go next. Like, it's not randomized. You just manually select. There's also an item where you can manually select your sidekick without having to deal with the unpredictability or just the chance element of that combi catcher minigame, which I screw up every now and then to this day, and I grab Bomb or whoever else. Yeah, maybe I could even switch characters, since this is not a high-stakes speedrun anymore. Come here, Esplanade. Ooh, the tether is stuck. Can we keep going? Alright, I'll use the move. Incur some... Alright, I have exactly 50 rings, though. That could get me to a special stage. Alright, SBO's ready to run. Nah, I'll do it with Knuckles. Alright, Mikkel. I'm so glad you popped in for the announcement. And I hope you enjoy the on or around Halloween music theory video about this very game. Yeah, look at Knuckles' quills, tendrils, echidna spikes, whatever his amazing do is called. I really love how every time you jump, it kind of, like, he hits the ground and he has to restart his running cycle. Charmy's running cycle is really amazing in these special stages. And just like Tails, when he gets to top speed, then for that point on, he's just floating above the ground without making contact. And I must say, it's kind of badass. Blue spheres, you know you're home somewhere in the Sonic universe when you see blue spheres. Do. Mark Clausen wonders, what's my favorite level in this game? I'm reluctant to say, because I can tell you that stuff I like is definitely in the music theory video. Now, that is not the only criteria for what helped me decide which songs would get some screen time in the new video. It just so happens that the two zones in particular that are going to get a lot of video time in this Chaotix video. How about this? I'll drop the hint that it's a zone where, you know, each zone is like 2 words, speed, slider, or botanic base. It's a zone where both of those words start with the same letter. So that's all I'm going to say for now. Wow, did you hear that wacky all over the place Chaos Ring get jingle? One crazy monkey has these cuffs with stretchy stuff between them to keep track of your little siblings. And nowadays, whenever you take them with me and use them, you always pretend you're in Chaotix. Yeah, so if you want to get them to hurry up, you just gotta jump away from them, so that the rubber band is, stretched out all the way, and then just let that inertia lift you away. Urban Regast likes Run on Cool Math SM. Why, I don't know exactly what's being explained there. I can definitely confirm that Cool Math Games is a hilarious name for a website, and it's even more hilarious because it's the kind of name where you could reasonably have a chance of persuading your teacher to let you do a couple of cool math games in the downtime in the final 10 minutes of class. One crazy monkey knows what good living is. I mean, right now, one crazy monkey is eating ice cream and watching this stream here, hanging out with all of these Sonic music aficionados. Not only is that a great afternoon, but you could have that as a regular feature of your week. Pop in. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, and then I also do a weekend stream on either Friday or Saturday. Alright, it's plenty of Sonic games. We do one music request per stream. That's what people, earn channel points in order to get. And yeah, like I said before, as soon as this YouTube stream ends, at the end of this Chaotix run, I'm gonna go right over to Twitch and resume with playing an Amy run of the very first ever Sonic game. Fernando Jr. says, come to Brazil, and I'm always appreciative of so much love coming from Brazil. We've got some cool Brazilian correspondents that are a regular fixture of the live stream Hangout Bay. Yeah, we have a great time hanging out in chat during the streams. It's a great way to pop in, keep your finger on the pulse of the Sonic community, analyze all the big news developments that were discussed on Spawn Wave Media that morning. Rataku has no shortage of love for Seascape. Great song. Is this the one with the Charles Barkley enemy? No. No Charles for now. Dude, Snowball the Puppy 99 says that this is probably your favorite song in the whole OST. You might cover it. Marina Madness is also too good, in your view. Sounds like you have good taste. And what's up, Snowball? The Puppy. Knuckles the Echidna. Espio the Chameleon. And of course, Snowball the Puppy. But of course, Charmy is the cool kid's exception to that format. Because it's not Charmy the Bee, it's just Charmy Bee. And I'm sure there's a meme pun somewhere in there, like Charmy Bee styling, Charmy Bee kicking it. No, I'll leave that cookie cutter format to the professionals. Bobo says that Sonic Triple Trouble 16-bit is interesting for music theory. I can at least drop a micro hint for the horizon that, something on the horizon that I have definitely considered is to do a video about Sonic Triple Trouble that touches upon both the 8-bit and the more recent 16-bit incarnations. Would y'all be interested in that? Because I think there would probably be a world of interesting stuff to look at in there. Livin' Retro is in the house, gracing us with presents and saying that I should definitely visit Scotland, especially near where you're at. Because there's a bunch of retro game stores and retro music. You have retro music stores? I want those. But thank you for popping in, Livin' Retro. Greetings from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to the sovereign nation and home slices over in Scotland. Jinjo's in the house. How you doing, Jinjo? I love Jinjo's. and Banjo-Kazooie at large. Wondering how skilled am I at Knuckles Chaotix? I'm better than the average, I guess, better than the YouTube viewers that never really figured out how to play this game. And like I said before, this game does an inexcusably bad job of communicating the different mechanics that you kind of need to know. Because the tutorial at the beginning of this game does not tell you what you need to get the most out of this game. What you actually need, watch. I talked about the fling toss before. I'm going to jump, throw SBO, but as soon as I let go of SBO, I have to let go of every input on the entire controller. And then SBO will pull me forward because I've let go of all buttons, and then I can enjoy these amazing speeds. Wow, Sonic Movie 3 is here. Can you confirm whether Aubrey Plaza is going to play Amy in the new Sonic 3 movie? In the meantime, I'm going to do that toss. Ready to see me do the toss of destiny that will definitely work because I will let go of any and all inputs as soon as SBO leaves my hands. You ready for this? Alright, there was a little obstacle in the way, but it was worth it to get these rings. Did you guys see the new Game Theorists? Game Theory? That's just a theory. A Game Theory video about Sonic's rings. I didn't make it all the way through that video, so I am depending on each of you to give me the key takeaways. And more importantly, whether you agree with what it asserts. You're quite welcome, Jinjo. Alright, let me do the toss somewhere else. Whoa, is that a rare Badnik? So some Badniks you only see rarely because they only appear at certain times. Now, I can tell you that this Badnik doesn't seem very familiar. It's possible I've seen it before. It doesn't pose a massive threat. Well, it's not even a hitbox on his spinning doodlies, which is surprising. All I have to do is jump and he's toast. Ready? Goodbye. But yeah, glad you found us, Snowball the puppy. Yeah, Mark Clausen played this game with a GameCube controller. And see that switch? You can actually change the direction of where the elevator goes, but it sends you down. I don't think there's anything good down there. Mark Clausen couldn't get past the tutorial on a GameCube controller because it broke after that session. You mean the controller broke? Well, at least it wasn't Chaotix's fault. Because this is a cool game. Yeah, so that fling toss I was talking about, you can do that up if you want. The sky's the limit. The roof is the limit. Yeah, I believe you can't see it now, but that white background down below with the gradient fade up to the gorgeous blue, it's a sight to behold. Lock-on technology. Only the best. Prestigious innovation at Sega of Japan. Fly over these moving things. I love the graphics on those floating platforms. Nove is considering buying a GameCube controller. People say they're really comfortable besides its wacky design. Yeah, I've always been fine with the GameCube controller. It's good. I think the Switch Pro controller is everything I could ever need. In fact, I'm using it right now. You stoked for Sonic Movie 3? Sonic Movie 3? Snowball the Puppy says, when composing, do I do it the way you do, where ideas just hit you and then you just ride with it? Probably, yes. I think that my approach is similar to that. Now, I don't do a lot of composing in the last few years, but when I was a lot more active with that, yes. I would never, ever sit down and say, like, all right, I want to compose. Let me come up with an idea right now. All right, that idea is not good enough. Let me try something else. Try something. Like, I never do it like that. And a lot of what I do with writing, including the music theory videos, is that way. I never sit down and say, okay, I really need to write a script right now. I just look at the music and jot down, a ton of impressions, things that might be interesting for further investigation. And by the end of that, I know for sure whether I have an episode in it or not. You see that one-way door? Look at this stunning background. It's over the top, but I love it. There's this techno tower. I think we're going to fight this boss. This boss has different attack patterns depending on the time of day. And I'm starting to get the sense that the boss difficulty increases the later in the day it is, so night would be the most difficult. Look at this slow-mo. Love it. What's going on, Fuchsy Star Leaks? So glad you joined us. My guy is very glad that you got used to GameCube controllers. Now you really like them. They had a big hurdle to clear because they were purple. And boys in the 90s liked boy colors. So the executives stateside were scratching their head when Miyamoto and Iwata insisted. Said, oh no, this console is going to be purple. We can include black and spice variants. What the hell just happened? That was crazy. I did an Ola Lillian dash up into the air. Isn't this a great gimmick? I'm so good at this game. Alright, boss time, baby. Sonic Movie 3 is interested in a video about Sonic Adventure 2. I like that game. Not only do I like that game, but I'm going to be live streaming Sonic Adventure 1 this week on Friday. I've been playing through the various campaigns of Sonic Adventure 1 on stream in installments. And we are currently in the middle of the beloved Amy playthrough, where she runs away from that robot horror movie style. That worked out. You see the glitched graphics. Nove thinks that Ola Lillian sounds like a mode. Yeah, maybe I'll just have to invent that mode. It's just 1, minor 2, major 2, minor 3, major, just chromatic. And then you skip from tritone to the tonic octave. Yay! A little Lillian mode. Write a song. Within 2 hours, Nove. Submit it to corporate. Super Rayman wonders if that stream of Sonic Adventure 1... Oh, you're talking about today's Sonic 1 as Amy? Yes, that is a wager. In every sense of the word. There will be a target score, there will be channel points bet, and there will possibly be gameplay mistakes. And Cyan Glacier Tooth is in the house. Great username. Seeing some pretty cool usernames today. Sonic Movie 3 has the question on everyone's mind. Why am I even playing this game? Well, if you look at the lower left-hand corner of the screen, you will get a clue. Because, of course, it indicates that the next music theory video is going to be about the soundtrack of this very game. It will focus on some tracks more than others, but patrons are, in the very near future, this week, going to get some info about which songs are going to get more of a spotlight. Okay? And that video is slated to drop on or around Halloween. I'd love it to be on Halloween. Make it happen to the best of my ability. I got no editing staff, though. No assistants, no business managers. I personify my business manager sometimes, but it's all just me. Climbing up. Name of the game. Hey, it's Mighty. Because I got the character swap monitor. Which I think is a really cool feature in this game, because it allows you to, pick a safe, comfortable character pair. Like, I typically use Knuckles and Espio. But then you can experiment with the other characters. Granted, you can't do that much experimentation when your buddy changes to a different character, but if you get that character swap monitor, and then you get the monitor that has like the circular arrows, that's when you actually switch places with that buddy. So sometimes I have my buddy switch to Charmy, and then I become Charmy. That's pretty fun because you could just fly through the level. And you could do that at any time by just using Charmy, but that would be boring. Yeah, and I keep forgetting to change characters. Otto, yeah. I'm glad you brought it up. Maybe I can switch to someone else before I've got just a few acts left, but it's not too late. Yeah, Bobo's got the Carpathia reference. Shout out to Carpathia. He's a great guy and has been a supporter of the channel for a long time. And he has some great oscilloscope stuff, as I'm sure the majority of you have already seen. Flying battery oscilloscope video. It's what we like to call a smash hit. Got these cool loop-de-loops with the dissolving flaws. So I avoid the subs if I can help it. Am I gonna have to go in this sub? You can avoid the subs in Sonic Mania's Oil Ocean, which are definitely inspired by these subs. See if I can sneak up through there. Alright, whatever. Fuchsy Stadlik says that maybe the colors are a bit too bright for you. Yeah, and I know that, you know, these games, Chaotix and CD, have a very polarizing color scheme. I can say personally that when I, you know, saw footage of this game years before on YouTube and was mostly disparaging reviews, most people bash the colors. And I totally get it as a reaction. The only thing I would object to is people saying, you know, this is just too many colors, it's objectively bad. What were they thinking? Who would like this? Well, I'll tell you right now, I love this. I find this game and Sonic CD to be so incredibly stunning and out of this world. When I think about a level like Palm Tree Panic Good Future, and how fascinating those colors are, and then to look at the bad futures too. Now, of course, this game has amazing arena, which, you know, that's definitely the worst offender, if there was ever one, of just going a little bit too crazy with the colors. I can tell you, I personally do not mind it at all. Bobo is enjoying the colors, though. I mean, look at those stars in the sky. Different color stars. It's stunning. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I think the background doesn't move. And I'm here and available to talk about it if you want me to help you sort through your feelings on the matter. My guy feels like this aesthetic is way too 90s, which some people, including you, like. Long live the 90s, golden age of children's media, golden age of Sonic games. Howard Stern had a good run in the 90s. I liked the 90s. I was born in 1987, so the 90s were my jam. Bill Clinton was the president of my youth. Limp Bizkit and Blink-182 were my gateways into rock music. Bridging the gap from my existing resume, listening mainly to rap, Jay-Z, Juvenile, and of course Eminem. RGB Productions says, imagine a Sonic Robo Blast 2 video. Sonic Robo Blast 2 is an awesome game, And many of you are likely familiar with Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart. Now, that is a mod of the free fan game Sonic Robo Blast 2. And Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart is totally free, and it's an online racing game. Cybershell mentioned it briefly in one of his comeback videos. I think it was the one where he started out doing the bit in front of the whiteboard in live action when he was drafting out potential ideas. I think in that video he mentions Robo Blast 2 Kart and says, like, yeah, that's going to have to get an entire video for that game. So I'm looking forward to that video. It could be coming out tomorrow. You never know. Sonic Movie 3 says, this is not even Halloween. This is just a Knuckles game. And I'm going to agree with you 100% on that. And keep speaking the truth. Jesse plus Positron says, I should listen to the menu theme of Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart. That is a great menu theme. Yeah, it's got the Mario cadence. I'm sure y'all have heard me talk about the Mario cadence here and there. Did I seriously? Alright. So, in my defense, the button got pressed. Maybe I just shouldn't call any attention to my mistake. And only Auto will notice when we get a certain infamous HUD display at the end of the level. So I hit that ceiling button accidentally, but it wasn't even me proper. It was my purple partner. Nove is documenting legendary sentences, and that's what I deal out in spades here at the Zone, baby. But yeah, Sonic Movie 2 says, just ignore that. Sonic Movie 3 says, why am I playing this game? This is not even Halloween. Yeah, so the thing that you see at the lower left-hand corner is an announcement about the upcoming Knuckles Chaotix video, which is coming out on or around Halloween. But yeah, it's not like I picked this game as a Halloween-themed thing. It's just, end of the month, happens to be Halloween, that's when I want to release it. Mikkel is back in the house, and a little bit earlier, everyone's favorite hedgehog, Bravia, said this. You like Chaotix's use of color, but it dates itself more than CD, which you think has the perfect balance. Yeah, I like them both a lot. Chaotix is definitely the game that goes overboard more. Alright, I have to go in the first UFO. Alright, Nove, enjoying the meditation on holidays and video games. I almost went in the door again. Yeah, so when I came through here last time, Espio was so wackily flying around that he actually hit that button. And I went right through the damn door. So annoying. I already did this level. This is the third time I had to do it. Now, this is one of the more ugly color schemes here at Amazing Arena. I think this is probably the morning color scheme. I like the day color scheme the best because all the walls are yellow and it has just all the typical primary colors, blues, reds. Bobo has high praise for Sonic Hysteria. Yeah, and I think maybe Chilius VGM was telling me good things about Sonic Hysteria. It sounds hysterical. Did you see me fling up, then jump into a glide move? Guy is citing a Lord and Savior. Yeah, Jezzy Positron's got a little more of the breakdown of that very awesome Mario Cadence opening theme in Sonic Rumble Blast 2 Kart specifically. It's amazing, you know, for a free mod, which is what Sonic Rumble Blast 2 Kart is, a free mod for a free game. It's so well thought out. There's so many amazing tracks. That's got to be my favorite drifting mechanic out of any racing game ever. There, I said it. But yeah, the Alpha Zone said that this game should have been included in Origins Plus, and I definitely agree. Cyan Glacier Tooth is ready for some, what's it called? Juicy Fresh Juice Fruit? Fresh Juice? No, I think Juicy Fruit? Is that the classic name of that gum that I used to see advertisements for? Tom Day laments that Sega are still taking forever to develop a 32X emulator, despite teasing this game in both Gems Collection and Origins. Teases in... Yeah, what are the teases in those two games? That would be news to me. Nove has to focus way too much on some levels in Chaotix, because the palette being so saturated kind of makes everything stand out. Now, I've heard plenty of people say, yeah, along those lines that, you know, with all the wacky colors in this game and CD, they can't tell what's in front of them. They can't see where they're supposed to go. You know, they get surprised by a badnik because they just couldn't see it at all. Now, I personally have no such problems with that. And I mean, maybe some of that comes with time. It's just familiarity with the levels and the colors. You know, you start to notice the colors of some dangerous badniks, and you got to look out for them. I mean, that's a survival of the fittest mechanism that is definitely a big part of Sonic CD. You got some enemies that blend in with their surroundings. I mean, that's the way evolution works, guys. People that have good hiding abilities don't get eaten by prey, so they're the ones who end up surviving and mating and passing on their amazing skills to their spawn offspring. And so those badniks that you can barely see, those are the ones that survive because they're able to do great sneak attacks. G Positron has high praise for the best Mario cadence that you could ever hear in Sonic Drift 2. Now, Sonic Robo Blast 2 Kart has a level from Sonic Drift. I think it's called like Balloon Track, or it's not Balloon Park, but it's a level with a bunch of balloons that if you hit them, it kind of tosses you up into the air. Otto, yeah, thinks that thing we were talking about is maybe the reason why Sonic Origins has colors that are less saturated. You can see it especially in the Sonic 1 and 2 ports. You know, for all of my... Was I not supposed to go in here? What act is this? Is it only Act 4? Alright, this should be fine, this area. Mini-boss? What was I talking about? My guy has a suggestion to make Hypersonic white or something. Tom Day is talking about the Chaotix teases in Gems Collection, which include, you know, Gems Collection had a whole museum page. And then Origins sold you the music of the game as DLC, I see. I didn't realize that. Balloon Panic is what my guy is saying. Is the name of that song. Yeah, the song has a very short loop. Actually, alright, I could do the last level with... Well, no, I don't want to get stuck with the bomb on the last level. Although, I am coming back here, so... Screw it. Live for today. Take a risk. The possibilities are never ending. I want to get maybe Charms. Yay, Charms is the man. Maybe I'll get to fly with him. Snowball the Puppy has a lot of love for Ice Cap too, and I love that one too. Alpha Zone wonders if Unleashed Music Theory is a possibility, and I'd say it's absolutely a possibility. Not this October, though. Little Charmy being held like a baby, and then thrown like a little baby. Otto, laments the sad fact that we just don't have any artwork for the zones of this game available. You're wondering how they came up with the idea for Amazing Arena. Yeah, one of these days, they're gonna dump a whole bunch of concept art online. And we're gonna feast on its banquet. Let's find the generator. Jesse Positron wonders if there will ever be a music theory or sound design theory video about the Sonic sound effects. That's a great question. I've had fleeting thoughts of that. I probably won't. Although it is very easily possible to include at least some sorts of observations in that wheelhouse, you know? And I like where your head is at. There are so many great Sonic sound effects. Like the UFO elevators here in this level is one of my favorite sound effects in this game. Dude, look at that purple. Yeah, this has got to be the daytime color palette with these yellow walls, you know? Super Rayman's got the attribution of the hour. Down here. My guy says they want to hide this game more than 06 for some reason. The Chaotix are pretty much modern characters, and yeah. The Chaotix exist, in a weird liminal space. In between games. A link between worlds. It does seem like Sega kind of wants to hide it, but the fact that it does seem genuine that they really tried to get this involved and included in Sonic Gems, but failed. I tried, I failed, said Sega. Charmy, we talked about this. It's time to go. Alright, that is not the way to go, sugar. Let's get in the... Listen to this sound effect in the UFO. I love it. Yes, Bobo is very least appreciating this color palette as superior to the morning one. Trampoline catapults? Who needs it? Charmy's pretty adorable. Dances to his music with the idle animation. I like that. Jesse Positron likes how the mushroom sound in Super Mario is just a very fast 1, flat 6, flat 7, 1. Yes, it is. That's a pretty cool Easter egg. Doodlet, doodlet, doodlet. That is itself a Mario cadence. Good call. Tom Day wonders, is it even worthwhile to get one of those trackball mouses to emulate Sega Sonic with MOM in it? What is this MOM of which you speak? Yeah, I guess I've never played that Sega Sonic Bros thing, or whatever the trackball game is. Sega Sonic the Hedgehog? Is Sega Sonic Bros the game that was canceled? If I remember, that was a puzzle game that actually had music composed for it that went on to be used for none other than the Blue Sphere stage in Sonic 3. You know, the iconic... That was written for, I want to say, Sega Sonic Bros. That canceled game. So if Charmy takes a hit, you only lose 1 ring. Come at me, Badnik. Damn. Takes hit. Now these Badniks can pile up if you don't deal with them. Alright. Good thing I dealt with them. Alright, Nove explains that my main is a famous arcade emulator. AutoYes says that the lack of 1-ups makes the score system totally useless now. Why's that? I see no issue. Alright, Mako is reporting that apparently Sega Sonic Bros. Works pretty well on a Steam Deck with the touchpad. Now, I hope that using Charmy for this final boss sequence is not going to cause problems. This part right here shouldn't be affected. But for the final form, knowing that I can pick up Espio and while standing on the ground, I can hit that final laser. Alright, I'm in the zone. I should be able to do these first 3. That was a little too slow. No, I got it. Alright, now it's this one. It's 50-50. Alright. Can't win them all, except when you do. Watch out for the padded pads. At least Robotnik was courteous enough to put orange pads on them so I wouldn't scrape my echidna elbow. Alright, it's a crapshoot. I have no way to strategize at this part. This part has taken me so long during some streams. And look how I did today. Alright, here's our final boss sequence. Robotnik, who I'm getting used to this Robotnik. I kind of like him now. Alright, Metal Sonic is trashed. Robotnik goes to the controls. Rings fall out of the Chaos Ring. Enters the Chaos Ring with Metal Sonic. And now we are not in Kansas anymore. And neither is Metal Sonic. Now I think that the canon name of this boss, and I love the way this boss looks, is of course Metal Sonic Kai. And it's this second phase that gives me the most trouble. Because I never know, I can't understand how to know when he's going to swipe his hand down. But once he starts doing it, he'll typically do it like 4 times in a row. Why am I getting hit, man? Alright, final phase. Fuchsy Star Leaks, you're in time for the final boss. Okay, so that actually, even though Charmy's hitbox is so tiny, look at that, I'm still getting hits. Isn't this difficult? Hey, that time it wasn't getting hit. That's weird. My guy thinks that Sega Sonic should sue Sonic for plagiarizing that theme in Sonic 3 Knuckles. Yeah, the thing is, you know, you do something for Sega, they own it for good. And Nintendo has been kind of poopy about that lately. You know, I wish it was only one example, but I can think of 2. Now watch this awesome celebratory ending. Oh wow, I never see this because I seldom get a Chaos Ring. So this is the first time I've seen this. Oh my god. Here, I'm starting to get used to this Robotnik, and then we get a disturbing close-up. Yeah, Super Rayman wonders if the city will burn properly this time, but unfortunately, we have the standard graphical issues. This usually happens, like 75% of the time. And the other 25%, you get to see all the burning buildings and all their flame-crisp glory. Donnie Gamer has some questions about the future, but all I am here today to confirm is what you see at the lower left-hand corner. Knuckles Chaotix Music Theory, coming this Halloween. You know, approximately, that is. So yeah, you know, Novit asked, did I win? Unfortunately, this was supposed to be a speedrun, timed wager like normal, but of course, the day of the YouTube stream, the game glitches, and I lost my spot, so it wasn't a huge loss, though, because all I ended up doing was just playing the whole damn game. Just, you know, soaking in the sights, showing you features, and playing the very end with Charmy B. We did it, Charmy, says my guy. We saved the city. Look how safe and sound the entire city is. And why is Metal Sonic Kai even assembled? I just did that whole boss battle to take out both of his hands, and then his chest laser. And it looks like all the damage was undone already. But yes, Fuchsy Stylix, this is what we like to call the bad ending. You have to get all 6 Chaos Rings to get the good ending. Excuse me. The good ending in which you get to see the Chaotix gang with Sonic and Tails on their plane. It's pretty cool. Otto says this ending always confused you. Why is Knuckles and the Chaotix trying to save New Tragic Panic if it's an Eggman base? Now, I unfortunately don't have the lore and the lore differences between Japan and US down pat. Hey, special thanks. Now, Fumi Hataya, Jun Sonoy, you've heard of those guys. And all testers. We're just not going to name you by name. What I was going to say before is that Nintendo kind of, you know, shortchanged the Retro Studios developers when they put out Metroid Prime Remastered. They didn't include the credits for the people that designed the original game at Retro. All it said was based on the original game by Retro Studios. So that was kind of a bad snub. And then also, I'm sure one or two of you out there in the viewing audience saw the Super Mario movie that had Charlie Day in it. It also had the DK rap, which was composed by our Lord and Savior composer, Grant Kirkhope. But they did not credit his name in the movie, in the credits, even though they used the DK rap. And Sega has the legal grounding to do that, but it's yucky just because it's business legal or whatever. What does it show that, you know, you're going to profit off of this, you know, creative work time and again without even, not even just not paying, but not even acknowledging or giving credit to the composer? Whatever. But yeah, Tom Day, I don't know who did and didn't get credited in the Prime remasters. Just remember hearing upset headlines about, you know, just kind of doing a sweeping, oh yeah, this was based on Retro Studios work. No name specified. Well, everybody, it is time now to hop over to Twitch, where I'm going to play Sonic 91. You know, Sonic 1. But I can even show you what else is in store for the rest of the week. Okay? Wednesday is going to have a Sonic CD stream with an opening act of Sonic Advance 3, and I think that thumbnail is so funny. It's like just a very un-Sonic-like situation that he would just be bound to a frickin' Donkey Kong Country minecart. That's pretty hilarious. And then on Friday, we're going to continue and finish Amy's story and Sonic Adventure, and we may even dip our toes into some big fishing and E102 Gamma mech action. Whatever that mech is called. But yes, I am... yes, Mikael Birmingham. I'm gonna... As soon as this stream ends in a minute or two, I'm just going to hop over to Twitch and start up there. And we're going to play the first Sonic game as Amy, and it's going to be a wager. So yeah, I am over at twitch.tv/AlexYard. In fact, there's the link in the chat. Yeah, this not the most jubilant tune to bid you all goodbye to. So let's go back to the title screen so I can bid you goodbye here on YouTube to then turn around and say hello on Twitch. Bye. No, seriously, this was a fun time. Always good to pop in and check in with the YouTube folks. Very happy to share today's announcement. Knuckles Chaotix video. It's going to be a great time. I wish I could tell you more about it, but get hyped. It's going to be a great time. Just John says, come join us on Twitch. I think that's a fantastic idea. Alright, Bobo's going to save the link for the future. Super Rayman's ready to go. So yeah, I do hope to see you over on Twitch, where I can be found 3 times a week. I've been streaming 3 times a week since February 2022. So, goodbye YouTube. Just again, look at the upper right. If you have Amazon Prime, you can help big time for free by using your free monthly gift card to subscribe on Twitch. I get money, but you do not have to spend any money. It's just included in Amazon Prime. So, I will see you soon for Amy in Sonic the Hedgehog